Hi, I'm Kathleen O'Connor. I'm an associate professor of education at New Mexico State University Grants Campus. And I am here today to talk to you about how to create modules using the launch tools in Canvas. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see my presentation. And here it is. So creating modules in courses is very important, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go through this presentation. So the question is, why use modules? I have instructors tell me, oh, I have assignments, I have discussions, that's good enough. It doesn't need to be any more. However, I disagree. The reason I use modules is it provides a way to deliver vital and important information to students. And through modules, you are able to meet a lot of the QM standards. QM stands for Quality Matters in Online Assurance. And this is very important to know if you're teaching online. So modules provide information to students, like what you want the students to learn, what are the objectives, what are the course outcomes. Students need to be aware of what those goals, what those learning goals are, and also how you want them to learn it, what kinds of activities you're going to do to help them learn those objectives. Why is it important to them? Why is it important to their grade, to their life, to their career path? This is all information that they need to know that will motivate them to complete the work and complete the module. Otherwise, they just think you're giving them random assignments. There's no, they don't understand that the activities are aligned to the modules or to the objectives in the module. So I'm going to show you how a learning module can meet some of the QM objectives. So first, who is QM? Again, QM is a nonprofit organization, Quality Matters. It is a global organization that is kind of leading the industry in quality assurance for online teaching and learning. What they provide is a lot of professional development, a lot of certifications, and they make it readily available to faculty who are interested in upgrading their teaching styles or teaching methods in an online environment. And so I encourage you to check out QM, Quality Matters, if you are interested in teaching online. So some of the QM standards, now I'm not listing all of them today. I'm only listing the ones that are pertinent to this presentation. And maybe I may have left some out as well, but these are the ones that we're going to focus on today. And they're learning objectives and competencies. So while all of these objectives about learning objectives are very important, I've only tagged two. 2.3, learning objectives or competencies are stated clearly, written from the learner's perspective, and are prominently located in the course. This is something that doesn't happen very often. Instructors don't word the objectives so that the students understand what they are and what it means. So I think it's very important to try to get into a student's perspective and word things in a way that they understand. Objective 2.4, the relationship between learning objectives or competencies and learning activities is clearly stated. And what that means is students don't understand why you're having them do these activities. They need to understand that these activities will help them understand and learn the objectives. And this is a way, the module is a way to give them that information. The other objectives, the other criteria, QM criteria, is under instructional materials. The instructional materials contribute to the achievement of the stated objectives or competencies. And this means that there has to be an alignment. The assignment, the discussion has to match what those objectives are. So 4.2, the relationship between the use of instructional materials in the course and completing learning activities is clearly explained. So again, this is what we're trying to do in modules, is explain why students have to do certain activities and how it will help them learn those objectives. So when it comes to module design, I have named my modules module maps. And the reason for this is because the map is just that. It's a map of the learning activities for that week. You put everything in one place where students can readily find it and follow it through step 1 through step 4 or 5, whatever it is, and complete the work for that week. So several things that I have found important in my modules are an overview of what you want to cover in the module. Now I align the modules to the chapters of the textbook. So I take some of that information from the textbook and I put it in the overview so students understand this is what they're going to be reading, this is what the module is about, and this is what they need to know. A list of objectives or learning outcomes to help the students understand what they need to learn or understand, what to read or watch. Now, I often provide the chapter of the textbook, but then I provide PDFs and links to other websites. So under the area of reading, students know exactly what to read for this week. Now, you can make your modules longer. They can be 2 weeks or even a month, but you may have quite chunky information there for 4 weeks or 2 weeks. It just depends on how much you want to cover in one module. I find my students understand week by week by week. So I break it down for them and just provide my modules week by week. You can also provide the discussion, what the discussion is, and also the assignment or assignments or discussions. If you want to provide more than one, you can do that. But basically, seeing that in a module, they see it there, and then again, they click on it or they go to the module list and they're able to find that assignment or discussion. And again, it's repeated, so they see it again. So they're able to see things more than once and start to understand this is what I need to learn for this module. Module design must be clear and consistent across the modules in the course. Now, if you provide things that look completely different from time to time, students will get confused. They won't know what they're doing. They won't know where they are. And it ends up making them confused. And so I recommend consistency across all the modules and the course. That's one thing students come back often and tell me is that my courses are well organized. They understand what to do, where to go, and how to proceed. And they just feel like that takes the stress off of their learning and it makes it easier for them to actually learn the content. And so I have students come back over and over again because they know that I design all the courses in the same way. So it's consistent from one course to the next. So there's I want to talk a little bit about the module list and the module map. Now in Canvas, when you are creating your assignments, your discussions, your assessments, and then you group them together under a module. That's kind of how you can set it up. You create a module and then you put everything that you want for that module in it. So you have module 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's basically, this is what students see. They see at the top module list. And then here's a list underneath of all the activities that they need to do in that module. So the module map is the first thing they see. And you want them to walk through the module map to the discussion, to the assignment, to the assessment. Oftentimes I find students, they're like, oh, I just want to go to the assignment. I don't want to read all that stuff. But then they miss the reading, they miss the material, like the videos, they miss anything that you want them to do in order to do those assignments. And so I tell my students, you go to the module map, you read that first, because those are the instructions for what to do and the order to do them in. And that way you're going to be more successful in completion of this module. And so being specific about the difference between a module list and a module map is very important. Now, once it took a little bit of time for me to train my students to understand this, but once they got it, they were like, oh, okay, this is a list and this is the map, and I need to read the map. The map tells me what to do. And so setting it up that way, it takes a little time and effort, but eventually students start to catch on and they understand it and they appreciate it because it tells them what to do and it makes it easier for them to navigate the course. So you can see here, I have a module map 6, stress, health, and well-being. This is for a psychology class. You can see I have my overview, my objectives, my readings, and it goes on further. I couldn't fit it all on one page. So that just shows you how mine looks. Now I like a certain type of theme, and that's the theme I use. Now there's going to be a lot of different themes that you may really like better, but you get to explore that on your own. Now, I do recommend, instead of saying module map 6, name it, give it a name, give it a title. I align my modules to the chapters in the textbook. This just makes it easy and consistent for students to understand across the board. Now, if everybody's naming their modules module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they may have 3 or 4 courses where there's module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They may not understand that every module and every course may be different depending on the subject of that course. So it's very important to name your assignments and modules and your discussions the same so they know that's all in that module. That's the one thing, it's consistent. So here you can see my module continues with readings, and you can see here I have chapter reading as well as links to websites. Also watch, I didn't put the videos under here just because they're so big once you embed them in the course, and they take up a lot of space, and I was trying to save space on these slides. And then you can see the discussion, and then assignment and assessment down here. Now what I do is I link in the map, I link to the assignment, to this discussion, to the quizzes, and students, and I say, well, click here to begin assignment, click here to begin the quiz. And students can click there and it'll take them to that thing. However, it takes a lot of effort. It's a lot of time to link assignments and to do the links. What you could do instead is say, you will find this assignment in your module list. And then they can click out and go to the module list and find the assignment. Provided it's well named, it matches the module and everything's in one group, or in each group. It makes it just so easy for them to follow. And like I said, is consistent across the board. So in your module map design, I'm going to show you how to create a module map. And the first thing you do is in your menu of your course, you want to go to pages. Now, if it's not showing up there, you have to go to settings and then to navigation and drag your pages up to where it'll be under your menu, and then save it. And then it'll show up under your menu. So once you have pages in your menu, you want to click on it. Then you're going to see a page, and on the left-hand side, you see View All Pages. So you click on View All Pages. Once you do that, it opens up to a listing of all kinds of pages you've created in the course. Now, if you haven't created any, there's not going to be any there. However, I always have a ton of them. Now, on the right-hand side, you're going to see Plus Page. That's what you want to click on, Plus Page. That'll get you where you want to go. Once you have your page, because once you plus a page, it shows up, then you need to edit it. And up in, I think up on the top, you're going to see a little pencil, and that's where you click to edit your page. Once you open that up, you're going to name your module. Now, as I said, you can name it Module 1, but give it a title of the chapter. Now, the way I like to do it is for Module 0 is a whole introduction module that makes the students, has them introduce themselves, you introduce yourself, you provide your biography with all your credentials and why you're teaching this course. You can add things in the introduction module that help students to navigate the course. You make them read the syllabus, you might have a quiz on the syllabus, you tell them how the modules work and what you want them to do. So module 0 is reserved for introductions and instructions. Module 1 aligns with chapter 1 of the textbook, and so you want to make sure you put your topic in there. Now, once you have your page and you edit it, up at the very right-hand corner, you're going to see a red rocket show up. And when it opens all the design and launch tools there. So once you open your design tools, you're going to see this. You'll see design tools, you see all your icons. It tells you, gives you instructions. You can click help. You can add content blocks, which we're going to do next. But first, you want to create your theme. So you want to click down here on this little green puzzle piece that says choose a theme. And under that, you want to make sure that you have a basic page and front page. The front page is only reserved for creating your front page of your course. So today we're going to focus on the basic page, and another presentation will focus on the front page. So you click basic page and you click on choose a theme. And that way all the design tools will then pop up. So here, once you choose your theme, this is where it says institutional themes. All these are themes. And so they are all different. They are all unique. They all use the NMSU colors, and you can create one to use your own colors. Now, I haven't done that. I just kind of stick to the institutional themes. And I can tell you right now, I prefer the flat sections 1 and 2. But there are other nifty themes that you can use. And I would recommend using a different theme across different courses so that it changes it up a little bit for students. But it's still similar enough that students can be able to navigate the course and find what they need. So here are a list of themes. I just thought you could kind of see, these are just only 4 of them that I chose. You know, I like the flat sections, and that's what's up here in this corner. Below that is another theme, and I can't remember what it's called. And then another one up here. This is what this one looks like. And here's another one here. There's lots of them without these bars across. You know, again, you choose what you prefer. I think the bars kind of make it really clear. They designate the areas, or the icons do that as well. So you want students to know there's an overview, there's objectives, there's reading, whatever it is, you want to be able to delineate each section. And so I just find this very effective in doing it. And again, it looks very professional. So once you create your theme and you put in your areas, you want to put in your blocks. Now that would be your overview, your objectives, your reading, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You want to find the blue box with the 3 lines. These are blocks. And so this is where you add or rearrange content blocks. And so the first thing you're going to do is click on add blocks. And you're going to be able to see what that looks like. Once you click on the blocks, a little box is going to pop up when you want to add blocks. This is what pops up. This is what the system gives you: introduction, objectives, reading, lectures, activities, assignments. Now, I wanted to add overview. So up here and create new block, I put overview and created that block. Then I went and I added reading. I used the reading, but then assignments, but I also put in watch review for videos. And then I also added assessments. So there were new things I added to my module, and then I kind of took out some of the things that they recommended. Now, if you just want to use theirs, you click plus, 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 and boom, they show up in your module with your theme. But if you don't push the plus, and you create something new up here, you can just add that. And it's very clear. Once you do it a few times, it gets easier and easier with time. So once you have your blocks set up the way you want with overview, reading, however, and the other thing, I wonder if I can, the other thing you can do is there's these arrows over here on the right-hand side. I'm gonna kind of put my cursor there. You have your design tools, you can add your blocks, and you can also copy existing content. And we're going to talk about that when it comes to creating a Start Here page. So that's something you might want to explore, because the system has a whole Start Here page with institutional policies ready to go. But here you're adding your blocks. You can see I have added overview, objectives, listen, watch, discussion, assignment, assessment, and what I had left out is read. And I can't believe I did that, but I can always add that again. You always just add block, it opens up, you can put in what you want to name it, and then boom, it shows up here in your list. Now, maybe you put them in, but you don't want them in the order you put them in. See these arrows over here next to the icons on the very, very left-hand side? Basically, you just click and drag, and you can click and drag these to where you want, the order you want, whatever makes sense for you and for your course. Then I'm going to show you the next thing you want to do is add these icons. They don't show up. They show up if you choose the system, what the system gave you. But if you don't like their icons, you can always change them or add your own. And so what you're going to do is you're going to basically, you're going to click on, where is it? There's going to be a box that pops up that says choose icons. And you can click on any of these. I mean, there's just hundreds of them, and you can choose anything you want. For example, for overview, I wanted something like somebody looking or something, an overlook or some kind of icon, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up using an eye, and that's good enough. That works. For objectives, they have like a check mark. I decided to put a sunshine in or a star. Under listen, I had put a book, and I'm like, that doesn't work. And so when I went to the icon list, to custom icons, I just typed ear into the search box, and this image came up of an ear. And if I were going to go into the course and click on it, you basically click here where the icon is, and then you click on the ear, and an ear will appear there if that's what you want. I try to make the icons match whatever it is. Like watch, I have a computer screen or a television screen. For discussion, I have two boxes, or you can use something else. There's other things. For assessment, I have the scales to kind of say, oh, which way is it going to go? You're going to pass, you're going to fail, things like that. But I have been known to put in leaves and people waving and hands with hearts and little kitty cats and a coffee cup. So you can kind of get creative. You can have a little fun and change it up. So far, students haven't really said anything about it, but I think it just adds to the course, making it look professional. So again, you can add or rearrange your blocks, you can add icons, and all of this goes into your module map, and it looks beautiful. So again, choosing icons here, you can see the blank spaces that didn't get an icon. And then you just click on the icon, search for icons, and you can choose. Like there's just so many of them. Over here for overview, you can see I just typed in I, and these are the icons that came up for I. And so basically I clicked on I, and that's what will appear over here under overview. So it gets kind of fun, it's kind of creative. So again, add your icons for your blocks, and here's what mine look like for this course. Now it looks different in another course, but I figured this is a nice clean one to show you. So again, I don't always have the same image, but it's nice to kind of have the same images or the same icons, for consistency across your course. So students start to recognize those and understand what you're asking of them. You can add blocks by clicking on blocks again. You can take away blocks by clicking on the X's if you don't like something showing up. If you want to add an image, you can. It's up to you, totally up to you how you want your modules to look. So here you can see my module map the way it looks without putting my content in. Once you get this set up, you can click edit and add your content here. Your overview is going to change module to module, chapter to chapter. Your objectives will change a little bit. Your reading is going to change. Watch or view, your videos may change, your discussion, everything is here. So you just click where on these items here, and then you add to those items. So just remember that when you open that page, you click edit, and this is already set up, so it's going to be there. You just go and put in your information. Now, what I do is I just basically build each module separately on its own. I've tried copying and pasting, but what happens is sometimes things jump around and they're not in the right order, and it kind of screws up the page. So you literally have to go in and create each module page separately. But it's a really good exercise for the instructor, because then you know exactly what's in each module and what students are going to need to do. And again, here are as a list of some of the icons you can see. They're pretty cool. So now choosing a banner in image, I'm gonna show you how to do this, and I'm gonna show you again when I do a video for a front page. So once you want to do is you want to choose a banner image, and you get an icon that looks like a little mountain with a sunshine. It's green. You click on that, and what opens up is assorted banners. And as you scroll down, you find more images, and then you find more banners. Now, if you don't like their banners, you don't want to use what the institution has given you, you can actually go somewhere like Pixabay, make sure you get a copyright-free image, pull it over to your computer, download it to your computer, and then you can upload it under files to use your own banner images. Now, I use a lot of images of children for like the early childhood classes. So I've gone out of the system to find images that will align with the course and the course information, course material. So here again, you see design tools. You come down here on the left-hand side and click on choose banner image. Again, there's the desert and sky images, there's assorted images, and if you upload images to your files, those images will show up here as well. As you can see, I have also I have pictures of myself because I use it in my biography. And then I have interesting pictures that I use in my course. So each course I choose different images. So this is what I uploaded for this psychology course. But again, you can upload your own images. I also upload pictures of the textbooks and put them on the front page so students get not only all the information about the textbook, but the image of what the textbook looks like. So once you put in an image, you will find a box that says alt text. Here you see it here, and this is the image I'm using. In the alt textbook, you put a description of image. So you can say picture of pencils. In this case scenario, you see this image of colored pencils. You can say image of colored pencils. And the reason you do this, and you have to do this, you must do this, this is for ADA. And I can tell you, I have had vision challenged students that didn't know what that was on their reader. They would pass over it, and on a reader, they click and it reads it to them, what they're seeing on the course. If the course is not set up correctly, it's sometimes scrambled. or they have chunks of information. They know something's there, but they don't know what it is. So if you put the name of the image, then they see name of image, and that's what the reader reads to them. Or if you want, you can just click this little box that says decorative image, and that way they know that it's just a decorative image. It's not content to the course. It's not something they need to read. But I have students just literally going crazy trying to figure out what they were. And so it's very important for ADA standards that you make sure that you say this one way or another for those students. So here is the sample page with a banner. Up at the top, you can put in the name of the course, the name of the module, the name of the chapter. You can put the assignment name. You can use it in assignments or discussions. I tend to use banners at the front page and not really anywhere else. However, sometimes on my assignments, I will just put the words, but not the image. Now you can do that. You choose a theme, you use the image, you use the banner, but not the image. Or you can put in your own image to describe what's going on for that assignment or that discussion. So it makes it very unique to you, to your course. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to do this on a front page. But it just makes the course look a little more professional. It's not like everything thrown up there in disorder. It looks like somebody vomited on the page and students don't know what to click on or where to find information. So you walk them through organizing, you organize the course, so you walk them from point A to point Z. And that way they're more likely to succeed in the course and find what they need. So again, we use modules because they provide a way to deliver vital information. They inform students of the objectives. They inform students of what the learning activities are that they need to do to learn the objectives, why it's important to them. That kind of motivates them and gets them going. And also modules will help you meet several of the QM Quality Matters criteria for online learning. So I think they're really important and vital to use. So that's why you use modules. For more information, you can follow this link to Quality Matters. That'll give you more information. And also you are welcome to call me, text me, email me. If you want me to walk you through something, I am willing to do that. Just give me a call, give me an email, and I'll help you do that. If you want a specific training for something else, let me know. This video is going to be on YouTube, so you'll be able to access it, slow it down, follow the slides, and that way you have what you need to become a top-notch online teacher. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you being here, and thank you very much. I hope this helps. And again, if you have any questions, contact me, email, phone me anytime, day or night. I'm willing to help you. Just let me know what you need and how I can help. Thanks for joining me today.